Look, when Jay signed his contract, the big one was with Beyonce.
Mhm.
When he signed that contract, the marriage contract, he got trophies. Now those trophies, those trophies came rolling.
And the Grammy goes to
Harry Styles.
I don't want to embarrass this young lady, but she has more Grammys than everyone and never won Album of the Year. So even by your own metrics, that doesn't work.
Kanye West has recently dropped some shocking remarks about his former friends Beyoncé and Jay Z, and he's not holding back. For years, Jay Z has been seen as an untouchable figure in the music industry, using his family man image, his connection to Beyoncé, and his carefully crafted reputation to avoid criticism and allegations. But recently, that image has started to crack. As many of you know, one of Diddy's accusers has dragged Jay Z into the controversy, accusing him of sexual assault back in 2000 when she was just 13. While some fans quickly defend Jay Z, others are now pointing fingers at Beyoncé, suggesting that she's been trapped in a controlling relationship with him for years. However, Kanye is flipping the script. According to him, Beyoncé isn't the victim here. She's actually the one running the show. Kanye claims that Beyoncé is far shadier than people realized and is using her position to protect herself and her empire. By staying with Jay Z, Beyoncé ensures her brand remains untouchable. Together, they've been seen as an unstoppable power couple. But behind the scenes, Kanye suggests that Beyoncé knows exactly what she's doing. She's not trapped, but instead making strategic moves to stay at the top of the industry, regardless of what dirt might surface about Jay Z.
they can control Jay Z and Beyonce,
I know you, man.
but they can't control me.
No,
You see, it
you.
ain't no name I won't name. It's
It seems more people are starting to see Kanye West's perspective, especially regarding his claims about the shady side of the entertainment industry and its rumored ties to powerful institutions. At the center of all this drama are Kanye's former close friends, Beyoncé and Jay Z. Let's take a step back and look at Kanye's relationship with the Carters, because it's wild how quickly Jay and Beyoncé distanced themselves from him after years of claiming they were like family. To give you some background, around 2000, Kanye's production skills caught the attention of Rockefeller Records after he worked on a track for Beatty Siegel. Jay Z and Rockefeller co-founder Dame Dash were impressed and Kanye's career took off. But things eventually soured between them, leading to the fallout. Kanye's talent quickly made him the go-to producer for Rockefeller Records, with his work on Jay Z's 2001 album Asterisk. The Blueprint Asterisk, still considered iconic and a major boost to Jay's career. However, Kanye wasn't content with just producing, he wanted to rap. The problem was that major labels didn't see him as a fit for the gangster image dominating hip-hop at the time. Even Jay Z was initially reluctant to sign him as an artist, but Dame Dash recognized Kanye's potential and pushed Jay to make the move. In 2002, Rockefeller took a gamble and signed Kanye, leading to legendary moments like their collaborative album Asterisk, Watch the Throne Asterisk. But after their tour ended in 2012, things began to unravel. Rumors suggest that Kanye and Jay clashed over the album's creative direction. Jay reportedly wanted to repurpose some of the tracks for his solo project, Asterisk Magna Carta Holy Grail Asterisk, but Kanye refused, believing those tracks were meant for their collaboration. This disagreement marked the beginning of their fallout. Tensions between Kanye and Jay Z only deepened from there. The situation became even messier when Kanye started dating Kim Kardashian. He was determined to bring Kim into Jay and Beyonce's exclusive circle, but it was clear from the start that the Carters wanted nothing to do with the Kardashians. The snub became undeniable when Jay and Beyonce skipped Kanye and Kim's lavish wedding in Italy. Their official excuse was that they were still dealing with the fallout from the infamous elevator incident.
I was hurt about them not coming to the wedding. I understand they was going through some things, but if it's family, you're not gonna miss a wedding. And I'm not using this interview to put any negative things, but I gotta state
Just expressing yourself.
I gotta state my truth. And then that one thing happens, and another thing happens, another thing happens, another thing's happening. You just start coming up with all type of crazy ideas in your head and stuff. Like, why?
Kanye's fans began calling out Jay Z, accusing him of never being a real friend and only using Kanye when it suited him. Fast forward to 2016, and Kanye publicly blasted Jay and Beyoncé during a concert in Sacramento, accusing Beyoncé of playing dirty to secure awards. But Kanye didn't stop there. He even hinted that Jay might go to extreme lengths to silence him if he continued speaking out. Things took an even wilder turn a few years later when Kanye began openly calling out those who control the entertainment industry. Within weeks, it seemed like the entire industry turned on him, as if he was blacklisted overnight. Now you'd think Jay Z and Beyoncé, who were once close with Kanye, would step in or at least say something, but there was complete silence from the Carters. It was the same silence when Jay's former friend Diddy was arrested. That's when Kanye dropped another bombshell, claiming the real reason Jay and Beyoncé have stayed silent is that they're being controlled by the same powerful people he's been exposing.
They try to suppress you, but that's how they try to categorize
They
you.
can't control. You get what I'm saying? They can control Shaq. They can control Charles Barkley. They can control LeBron James. They can control Jay Z and Beyonce.
I know you, man.
But they can't control me. You see, it ain't no name I won't name.
As if all that drama wasn't wild enough, even darker accusations about Jay Z are now surfacing. While Jay and Beyoncé still present a united front for the cameras, it's becoming clear that their marriage isn't the picture-perfect fairy tale it once seemed. But trust Kanye add even more fuel to the fire. In a recently surfaced clip from his 2022 interview with Candace Owens, Kanye claimed that Beyoncé shouldn't have just let Jay cheat in peace because, according to him, he was going to do it regardless. This explosive comment only adds to the growing tension surrounding the
He was telling you the code that now I'm being stupid. Like I'm giving you guys stupid stuff because this is how it works. Like in order for me to stay successful, I have to keep giving you stupid stuff.
I just think Beyonce need to let him go get some pussy. Seriously.
What?
He gets go to the DR, something like, you know what I mean? Like,
What's that about though? What's that about? Are you good friend? Are you good friends with him still? Because you know what's missing from this.
Let's rewind for a second to give you the full story of how Kanye ended up talking about this, because it wasn't just him shaking Jay for cheating on Beyonce, it goes much deeper. It all started when Candace Owens brought up Jay-Z's track Moment of Clarity from the Black Album back in 2003. She pointed out a specific part where Jay admits to simplifying his lyrics to appeal to a wider audience and make more money. Jay defended this move by saying that getting rich would allow him to help others. Candace then mentioned how this reminded her of Kanye and the ongoing debate about choosing between knowledge and material success.
I dumbed down my audience to double my dollars. They criticize me for it, yet they all yell holla. If skills sold, truth be told, I'd probably be lyrically, talent, quality. Truthfully, I want to rhyme like common sense, but I did 5 mil, and I ain't been rhyming like common sense. When your sense got that much in common, and you've been hustling since, the only perception for perception go with what makes sense. Since I know what I'm up against, we as rappers must decide what's most important, and I can't help the poor if I'm one of them. So I got rich and gave back. To me, that's the win-win. And I was just so stunned. I ran it back like 10 times because I forgot how much I love that song. And I was like, he's literally telling you that he is dumbing himself down. And he has decided that the better thing to do is to keep the people that follow him stupid and be able to help them by giving money. Like, I can't help the poor. Like, I dumbed down my audience to double my dollars. Like, he has to make a decision to be smart, right? To be rapping like telling quality or to make money and be able to give back to people. So he knows. And this made me think of you because you said on that podcast that got taken down that information is the #1 resource, right? And he knows that he has to choose between giving the people information or having success. And I was stunned by the verse.
Here's where Kanye jumped in. He asked Candace which label Jay-Z was signed to when he rapped about choosing money over spreading knowledge. Candace continued praising Jay-Z as an inspiration, but Kanye had this smirk, like he was about to say something big. Then, out of nowhere, he changed the subject and joked that Beyonce should have just let Jay cheat.
and what record label was he on that helped influence that decision? It was a Jewish record label.
Okay, what was it? I don't know. See, I don't know the industry.
Universal, Def Jam.
Yeah, Def Jam. He was definitely
a Jewish and French, because you got Vivendi that owns Universal, but French, that's super colonizers. Like the French own 80% of African banks. You know, so
Nobody would be mad if you had tweeted that, by the way.
all the French,
Yeah.
but that's because the French don't hyper focus on controlling the black voice like the Jewish media does. So, but this makes me think Drake is the best rapper ever by the numbers, Jay Z is the greatest rapper ever by the inspiration.
Yeah, he inspired me.
There you go.
He was smart. You know what I mean? Like he was talking business, but you either got it or you didn't. He was telling you the code that now I'm being stupid. Like I'm giving you guys stupid stuff because this is how it works. Like in order for me to stay successful, I have to keep giving you stupid stuff.
I just think Beyonce need to let him go get seriously.
What?
Go to the DR, something like, you know what I mean? Like,
what's that about though?
Candace tried to get Kanye to discuss his relationship with Jay Z and Beyonce, but instead of spilling any details, Kanye avoided the question and redirected the conversation back to himself.
What's that about? Are you good friend? Are you good friends with him still? Because you know what's missing from this whole.
I don't know if you're gonna run that line or not.
I'm not. This is going up on Parlor. What do you mean? Are you gonna run it?
Yeah,
that's the bigger question.
I just think man, it's like Jay Z is like the head. You know, we're under the fire, and we're the firefighters. But in order to be a good firefighter, you got to be willing to run into that fire. And that's what makes me the number one firefighter. That's what makes me Michael, because I'll run into that fire. Everyone knows that I'll run into that fire for the people in the burning building. Who's the people in the burning building? All of society. Because blacks and rappers are the thought leaders. We're like everyone, people, you know, if you go to a college, people have different majors, but everyone majors in Drake at the college. It's very few people, even if they don't particularly seek to listen to him, everyone in the college knows the song. So that becomes then the information, a part of people's curriculum and DNA of the way we think. And what I've been saying is like the idea of free thought, the White Lives Matter t-shirt.
It really seems like Kanye has something he wants to say about the Carters, but he's holding back. Fans are starting to think the reason he's staying quiet is that they might have tried to silence him, literally. Remember back in 2016 when Kanye went off on Jay Z and Beyoncé during his Sacramento concert, accusing Beyoncé of using blackmail to win major music awards. Well, just one day after that rant, Kanye was rushed to the hospital and placed on a 5150 involuntary psychiatric hold following an incident at his former personal trainer Harley Pasternak's house. Pasternak is the same person who later threatened to institute
One of a couple ways. First, you and I sit down and have a loving and open conversation, but you don't use cuss words. And everything that is discussed is based in fact, and not some crazy stuff that dumb friend of yours told you or you saw in a tweet. Second option, I have you institutionalized again, where they medicate the crap out of you and you go back to zombie land forever. Play date with the kids just won't be the same. This is the way a Hollywood trainer was talking to me.
There have been rumors for years about Beyonce and Jay Z buying awards and recognition. When you think about it, Beyonce rarely shows up to music awards unless she's either performing or accepting an award. At the 2023 Grammys, she even stood up to accept her award before her name was officially announced.
As we are witnessing history tonight, breaking the record for the most Grammy wins of all time. Be outstanding and show your respect. It's Renaissance. Beyonce.
Then there was another viral moment at the Grammys when producer Diplo was seen mouthing they bought that as Beyonce got up to accept her award. It seems like Kanye has been trying to tell us for years that Beyonce isn't as innocent as some fans believe. According to him, she's been playing the long game, using her marriage and power couple status with Jay Z to keep her career untouchable. While many fans argue that Beyonce is a victim of Jay Z's control and manipulation, Kanye's supporters believe she's far from naive. They think she's just as calculated as Jay Z, if not more, and likely has done her fair share of shady things behind the scenes to protect her empire. After all, Beyonce and Jay Z's marriage isn't just personal, it's a brand, a multi-million-dollar empire. So, could it be that Beyonce is staying with Jay Z not because she's trapped, but because it's a strategic move to safeguard her legacy? One fan said, she's not innocent. She knew who she married, while another wrote, that's the whole point. She's stuck by his side all this time. She's as guilty as he is. Wake up. What do you think? Is Beyoncé trapped in a toxic relationship with Jay Z, or is she making moves to protect her brand and power? Do you believe Kanye's claims that she's just as involved in shady industry dealings as